home for adventure enthusiasts, daredevils, heat lovers, arch viewers, canyon hikers, and national park fanatics. We're talking Moab, Utah. We're here for just one day and oh my goodness, we're in love. This was our second time in Utah. The first time we spent in the southern part of the state, and this time we got to drive from the north to the east. Just this morning, we were sleeping in 28-degree weather at Grand Teton National Park, and this evening, we're in shorts and a t-shirt in Moab, Utah. As soon as the landscape turned into the notorious Utah Red Rocks, I kind of felt at home. We both agree that to this day, Utah is our favorite state. And I've been to 32 states so far. Not that we would live here, but we'd come back 100 times more for adventure. If you haven't been keeping up with our earlier videos, we are on a 10-day road trip. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, Moab, Utah, Arches National Park, and Canyonlands National Park were not on our list for this trip at all. A little brief breakdown: Yellowstone National Park, closed. Glacier National Park, 100% snow 100% of the day that we were supposed to be there. So at the last minute, we decided to change plans, and now we are in beautiful Moab, Utah, camping, setting up our tent, and enjoying the beautiful sunset.
Today we are rushing a little bit to get our campsite set up because we learned from our last camping experience it's a lot harder to set up in the dark.
Every part of this is just stupid.
And so we're kind of got to our campsite and are trying to fly to set things up, and then we'll worry about like getting food and other stuff later. But this view out our window is gonna be crazy, especially at night. This is just north of Moab. We're at Willow Springs. Found it on the iOverlander app, which saved our butt last night. And so it's $15 per vehicle, and you could stay 14 days, I believe is the max. We'll only be here 2 nights, so we'll have our tent set up, and pretty nice. It has porta potties, but other than that, no other amenities. That's all you really need though. And then you just scan a QR code on the signs they have, and you can pay online.
After barely eating all day, we grabbed a quick dinner at the village market in Moab.
Yum. Erica got all this energy right now because we're in Moab when we should have been in either Glacier or Yellowstone, but now we're just sitting here in Moab eating a bag salad at midnight. Classic adventures, right?
No, we're just happy.
We are all tucked into our tent for the night. That is all mesh. We can see the stars pretty well.
It's unreal. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early for a beautiful hike. Good night. Good morning. Our alarm went off at 4:30 a.m. We slept until 5. We have a 39-minute drive to the Mesa Arch Trail, which is in Canyonlands National Park. This is a really popular sunrise hike. I do have to say, I slept surprisingly so well.
The only time I really woke up was when you woke me up because there was like something running around our tent. I think it was a fox.
It was so fast.
Its legs were like, I don't know, it could have been like some type of bird.
I was out, like I fell asleep, did not wake up once, did not move my body. It was just comfortable. I don't know, like I was just cozy.
7-mile hike at 6 in the morning. Why do I let you talk me into this stuff?
Well, we're already late. The sun's already rising. We're trying to book it to the top. There are so many cars in the parking lot. We know there are so many people up there.
Everyone's like over there. We're gonna basically make it.
Mesa Arch. We've been sitting here watching the sunrise. Okay, when we first got here, it was crowded, like, I don't know, 40, 30 people. 30 people.
Probably more than that. It's probably closer to 50, I would say. But.
Yeah, and those people, or the couple we were just talking to said that someone said it could get up to like 300 people on the weekends in like the busy season, which is insane. So at first I was kind of bummed, but then it cleared out and now we have this whole thing to ourselves.
Basically.
Kind of, almost.
Yeah, once the sun rises, everyone leaves, which makes sense. We got to go do other stuff.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it.
It is really cool. Now we're gonna finish this loop trail and find something else in the park. Protected from the sun at Green River Overlook. It's gonna get hot today.
102 degrees.
102 degrees.
Our plan right now is to drive around, see a bunch of overlooks, and maybe do one more hike at Canyonlands before we hop over to its neighbor, Arches National Park.
Geology talk at 10:30 and 11.
Ooh, learning.
Let's go see how close we can stand to the edge.
No, moms. No, no. First of all, I can see why they call this Canyonlands National Park. Second of all, I can see why they call this overlook the Grand Viewpoint Overlook. It's pretty grand.
If you're from the west side, Cali, born and raised right from the town with the palm trees and good vibes. You know the best ride, soaking up the sunshine. And we hustle cause we tryna live a good life. I'm driving down the coast, homies in the bag bumping loud. You know, we ain't got no worries.
What a view.
That's cool. This is definitely a grand view. Best view of everything.
Yeah, the entire canyon. Something important to mention about Canyonlands National Park is that there are 4 districts in the park. The Island in the Sky District, the Maze District, the Needles District, and the Canyonland Rivers. We are probably going to be spending most of our time in the Island in the Sky District, which is what you've seen up to this point. We got our park... Ow. Just smacked myself in the face. We got our park maps. We got our park maps, and we did realize that the Needles District is like a 2-hour drive from where we are in Island in the Sky, because in order to get there you have to go outside of the park and kind of surround the park to get to the Needles District, even to the visitor center, and that just isn't in our schedule today. So we're just gonna hang out in Island of the Sky, and if we ever get invited to come back here with friends, maybe we'll go to the Needles District because that would be cool to check out.
And I'm like,
Behind us is the Shafer Canyon, and this road right here is the Shafer Trail, which drops 1,400 feet from the top cliff to the bottom of the drive, and it leads to the 100-mile White Rim Road. And, you know, I can see why people would find this to be very popular, because first of all, look at it, it's beautiful. But second of all, it's quite the challenge, at least it looks like it. And I don't know if we're gonna be doing this today.
The visitor center recommends 4-wheel or all-wheel drive. We do not have that.
Yeah.
I think our car could make it and would be fine, but it's not like there's spots to turn around.
If we had like a Jeep or something, I'd say absolutely yes, let's do it. It's funny because Canyonlands is so much bigger than I thought it was, and I'm finding that the parks that I feel like are smaller are always bigger than I think, and the parks that I feel like are bigger tend to be smaller. For example, the Tetons, a lot smaller of a park than I thought it was going to be. Canyonlands, I thought it was going to be small. It's freaking huge. We just talked to someone who said that she and her family did this whole road, I think 10 years ago or so, and she said it was one of the most fun experiences she's ever had, and it took her the whole day, but that's another day, another story for us because we don't have that much time. We just ran into a park ranger and he said, "Are you guys doing the Upheaval Dome?" And we said, "Yeah." He said, "It's a good call."
Let's do it.
I'm ready to sweat.
Oh, I'm sweating. I mean, it's only like 0.3 miles from here, but it looks like it's all uphill. Yeah. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Those things are loud. I love how helpful nature is. Points us in the right direction.
So there are two potential theories and causes of how these salt domes formed, and they're saying it's kind of a mystery, but there are two theories, and Josh is going to explain that.
There used to be a lake here and a layer of salt formed, and then sediment built up on top of it, and then over time it kind of exposed the salt in the softer areas. The second option is a meteor hit there, instantly vaporized, creating this crater, and then like erosion exposed what was underneath after a bunch of years. We have come down the road a little bit to Whale Rock, which is a mile-long hike that goes up this rock, and we should be able to see a good view of the entire island in the sky. What's it called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but this rock looks like a whale.
This will most likely be our last hike in Canyonlands. Our energy levels are going down because we haven't had a real meal in
like a day and a half.
So there's not great path markers on this. It's just a big rock. You can kind of walk wherever you want, but it's cool and hot.
I feel like these cicadas are screaming at me every time. Oh no. How do I get up here? Oh my gosh, look at this. Whoa. Here's a little perspective. We're headed this way right now, and if you swing over, you'll see people up on that rock, and that's where we're headed. So, okay, that actually looks amazing. No, this is a fun hike. Okay, this is one of those moments where I wish I would have realized this before. I looked it up, and think about it. Whale Rock looks like a giant beached whale that's resting on the island in the sky, like an island in the ocean. It just makes sense. Anyways, this hike ascends 250 feet in half a mile, so this was a steep but rewarding one. This is the last moment of shade I have before we go up the whale's back. Top of Whale Walk. I can't say that word.
Whale Walk.
Whale Rock. Worth it 100%.
You got the lens cap?
Look at Utah. Oh. Ready for food? It is time to go get real food. We are energy level gone. We haven't showered in 3 days. I smell so bad. But now we're going to Moab to get food. Oh, I'm so excited to eat. Fresh out the oven chips. Oh my, they're so good. Tacos. Needed this.
Just what every hiker needs. 3 fried beans.
The windows!
Classic looking arch. Turret arch.
It's a double arch because there's 2 of them. Sand dune arch. Delicate arch.
Hostel where we're getting $4 showers. The things never go according to plan with us.
There's sand in our eyes, our noses, our mouths.